This video is brought to you by Play Tracker. Stick around at the end to find out more hot stuff. Welcome back to Yahtzee Tries. Just 3 games this week, because I got caught up in that Thanksgiving thing Americans seem to think is important, and only got 1 stream in, but just for you, I'll make the reviews an extra 25% insightful, alright?
Evan42 Complex says, oh, everyone is using the foreground layer. They have 3 layers to work with, dude. Like, of course they're using the foreground.
See, we've got a giant paintbrush because Silver World is oppressing us. So we're going to use our magic paintbrush to destroy the critics. Starting with Constance. Isn't it funny that when Hollow Knight first came along, I thought of it rather dismissively as Souls-like but 2D and you're a bug. But now there are entire legions of indie games I think of as Hollow Knight-likes. Constance is one of those. It's a nicely animated, if starkly coloured, 2D Metroidvania, with rather impressive backgrounds as well as a quick, somewhat simplistic combat system. But you're not a bug. You're, the imaginary fantasy persona of a professional digital artist with work-life balance issues. It's a bit reductive to use suffix "rus", isn't it, these days? You're not supposed to say actress, you're supposed to just say actor for both genders.
Yeah, you should be saying, ooh, are you the paint?
Well, actually, yes, I am. I am the paint. My hair is the paint. I will demonstrate.
My world, the canvas.
Yeah, I took some of my hair out and it became paint.
Oh shit, it actually is.
Constance is a game that's very nicely put together. It all trundles along nicely with perfectly functional animation and mechanics. It's not offering much new to the 2D Metroidvania platformer genre. You get an air dash and a wall jump, and that thing where you launch yourself off specific environmental features. So all the usual chestnuts, but they do the job.
Hardwire6662 says, in my 40 years of being an artist, I have never just carried a paintbrush. Hey, look down. You've got one right now.
What are you talking about? I'm a writer and journalist, and I have a pencil tucked behind my ear at all times. Don't you? It attempts 1 or 2 innovations, but none of them feel like world beaters, like the minimap that you have to manually turn on by pressing in the stick, or the way after death you can either go back to the checkpoint or press on with all the baddies empowered, but if it happens in a boss fight, you still have to restart the fight, so what on earth is the point? And now we're fighting robots that are monochrome. Monochrome is the opposite of creativity and niceness. Bunch of gankers.
These opportunistic monochrome robot fucks.
I'll gank you, but good. Gank you till I get ganker's cramp. But none of it's a deal breaker, and as I say, if you just want a good, solidly designed 2D Metroidvania with some interesting boss design and maybe an above average focus on traversal, then I'd say you could definitely do worse. Now we've got special attack that removes corruption, the corruption that comes from the bad anti-creativity juice, and a heart piece. Whoa, really rocking the lack of new ideas chic. It's just that the story sets my eyes a-rolling. It's the Sea of Solitude thing, where the writer presumably wanted to express frustration at their personal problems that no one else gives a shit about, and aren't even that big as problems go. Oh, you're slightly burning out and have multiple clients pressing you on deadlines. Call the fucking Red Cross.
It's seeming like a lot of the things I'm asking, the answer is yes.
Well, I guess that shows how predictable this game's design is. Does it have such a touch feature from Metroidvania games? Yes, it does.
Yes.
The answer is always, yes, it does.
Woo!
So they reframe their problems as this huge operatic fantasy in which they are a plucky hero using their magic creativity-powered brush, sword, to fight back the encroaching darkness of mental block and work-related stress, as moody, understated orchestral music plays, and it provokes in me a profound feeling of, get the fuck over yourself, lady. There are people in this world having to survive off licking the skin flakes from their dying sister's hospital bed. So moving on then to Sektori, whose name I had to look up to make sure I wasn't misinterpreting that complete mess of a title screen logo. But it's that very title screen that tells you everything you need to know about the game, from the stark visuals and the pounding bass drum music that feels like it's trying to get your intestines to leap up your chest and throttle your lungs. Yeah, we're locked on experience difficulty.
But you got to realise, Yahtzee, it is an experience. It's a state of being.
Yep, I point the right analog stick at things and they get blown up. Now it's an asterisk. It's a twin-stick shooter, the kind that appeals to those twitchy young gamers hopped upon meth and energy drinks who just want to watch a small glowing object avoid hundreds of other small glowing objects against the background of the universe exploding. And fair's fair, that's exactly what Sektori provides.
Meanwhile, Sektori would never name a boss Brian. In fact, I suspect the boss's name here to have at least 2 apostrophes. Yeah. I see it.
All the bosses would be called shit like Socrates of the 7th dimension. It's all rather intimidating, although that can be mollified once you understand the rather esoteric mechanics at work. There's a stack of increasingly useful upgrades, and you collect little glowy bits to raise your selected upgrade, but can press A at any time to get what's currently highlighted, and your lives count is that one nondescript number on the right, given no more emphasis than the rest of the rubbish on screen. Ow. Still alive. Somehow. Man, classic Tony Hawk stuff. That's another thing young people like.
Oh, cool.
Again, it's put together nicely enough. It's at least mostly understandable on a moment-to-moment basis, and the simple act of shooting the dudes and making the dudes explode achieves the fundamental necessary level of catharsis. But I just don't think I have the brain for this kind of thing, at least not on an extended time scale. This definitely isn't the kind of thing you can just do with your hands while listening to something else. I have to get into the bullet hell mindset of directing all my focus to the small area around my character to avoid the enemies. It's like trying to swat a swarm of flies in a phone booth. You're not much of a serpent, are you? You're like a little...
slithering, dude.
You're a little wiggle worm is what you are. My redemption has been denied. Make sure to use the strike attack for maximum damage. Fucking how?
But Brian Luminosity just sounds like a politician.
Brian Luminosity sounds like a friend of Johnny Mnemonics. It's funny, I wouldn't call it a mindless shooter exactly. Some of the flavor text that comes up waxes weirdly poetic, to the point that reading it in combination with the hypnotic assault of visuals in the core gameplay makes me feel like I'm playing some kind of cult programming software. And from what I hear from the people who are into this kind of thing, I'm probably not a long way off. It is mad, isn't it? How mad am I? I'm so very mad.
Maybe when you go to the next difficulty, it'll be like another word, like baguette.
Like bollock.
Bollock,
or,
yeah.
Ooh, crikey. Can you get all the letters in ooh, crikey? Remember, you need 2 O's.
Upgrade to a core, blimey.
You know what it feels like? Something you'd see in a sci-fi movie being played with headsets and glove controllers, and it's probably feeding information to alien brainworms. But let's round things out with a very, very quick look at a very, very quick game. Guild Clerk, which was recommended to me by an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam and by Jesse Galena, and I guess that's all I need these days. Hello, Greg.
Hey, I like this dude.
Okay.
Greg is a fucking great frog name, just saying.
Yeah, collect 4 mushrooms, have fun, enjoy.
Guild Clerk is another of those post-Dad, Papers, Please-esque work simulator affairs I like so much, but set in a quirky fantasy world where we man the quest giver's desk at the local Adventurers Guild, choosing what quests to give the various protagonists of other off-screen video games who come in and paying them for the ones they complete.
Ew. What are you? You look like a bad guy in a Hideo Miyazaki film. No. Go away. I'm trying to run a business here. Bloody grabby dude. It was fun. It gave me that less trumpeted element of Papers, Please, the sheer misanthropic catharsis to be had in exercising petty authority. The real strength is in the writing. The characters are varied and nicely realised, in their dialogue, if not in their slightly wonky visual design. Low test Altall. Man, that must be a difficult name for a Japanese person to pronounce. I don't know if there's any purpose to doing this, but whatever. What are you?
One of the problems I had is that it's a sort of micro-exploration of the choices matter concept, but, well, there's this one dude comes up saying they need a package, but we've got 2 packages and no indication of which is the right one. Which is a choice, yes, but it's never going to be an informed one, is it? I feel like with this and every other decision, a sense of being set up to fail, like something's going to go wrong whatever we do.
Can I just give you your money so you can go away? And take these bones away. I didn't ask for them.
It's Ludo, everyone.
You're a positive person, Greg. Have an extra coin.
I fucking love Greg. It's my waifu. That's waifu right there.
I guess maybe that's the point. And ultimately, after the ending, I was kinda left hungry for more. It was an interesting, snacky little glimpse into the game's world. I might have pegged it for a proof of concept for something a lot longer and more involved. I mean, I assume the devs might have something else in the works, because I was astonished to see how many names were in the credits, including 4 writers and 2 lead writers. Jesus. I assumed this was hammered together by like 2 guys over a weekend. I guess maybe they needed a lot of coffee runs?
This video is brought to you by PlayTracker, the app that tracks your cross-platform game library, achievements, stats, and more. PlayTracker works by connecting to various gaming platforms and combining all your data in one place. It offers a unified cross-platform social experience, advanced game library labeling and sorting, fun challenges and progression system, and stats about games and the types of players who enjoy them. PlayTracker is for all kinds of gamers, like this one.
My top tags across all platforms are dating sim and psychological horror. I'm sure that says nothing about me as a person.
And this one.
Huh. My mate Captain Toe Jam 96 and I have a lot of games in common. We should tackle some challenges together.
And even me! I'm better than all of you. Unite your gaming multiverse with PlayTracker today and join the official Second Wind Guild to unlock exclusive profile decorations by playing games recommended by us, a group of ostensibly professional gamers with allegedly great taste in games. Ooh.
It's a funny thing. When I play like post-dad games like Papers, Please, one of the little appreciated aspects of it is putting the player in a position of petty authority. I just love stamping rejection onto people's passports in Papers, Please. I'm like, haha, you ain't going any further, asshole. Petty bureaucracy wins again.
Shit, this looks fun.
Oh shit. Fun, you say? Well,
I know, right? It's rare. And that's why usually a lot of games have to be really heavy with like their visual signifiers and UI elements and stuff like that. So it's just like idiot proof. And I'm one of those idiots. So
you sure are.
Gwendolyn the Don, I like to message everyone on Twitch, says this game seems slightly furry and or furry adjacent, something that put me off Spiritfarer. I don't play games to have strange feelings awakened within me. If you feel like that's going to awaken strange feelings, just give into it. Don't fight it. He cheesed that dragon. And then he got paid in cheddar. Oh,